Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you for registering to attend this webinar. As an Australian pharmacy employer considering the benefits of hiring international pharmacy talent, my name is David Shaw and I'm the Operations Manager here at Ravens Recruitment, and I'll be your host today. As Australia's leading recruitment agency, we at Ravens are acutely aware of the shortage of pharmacists in rural and remote Australia and the difficulties in convincing Australian pharmacy graduates to complete their internship in a rural location when they have ample opportunities in metropolitan areas of Australia. At the same time, we have witnessed the large number of overseas pharmacists that have completed the CAPS, which is the Knowledge Assessment of Pharmaceutical Sciences exam, over the last year, and have given the opportunity would add significant value to the communities and pharmacies in Australia that need ever-increasing healthcare support. In conjunction with an Australian Pharmacy Specialist Migration Agent, we have decided to offer a turnkey solution for any pharmacy owner willing to employ a CAPS qualified pharmacist. Today, I'll be talking about the key points that highlight the mutual benefits for both employers and the international pharmacy graduates, creating a win-win scenario that aligns with the recruitment goals of Ravens Recruitment and the needs of the Australian pharmacy sector. If you thought the process of sponsoring and employing an international pharmacy graduate was too difficult, we want to help you make this as easy as possible. I'll be answering your questions towards the end of this session. In preparation for that, you can pop them in the chat as they come up. In consultation with our migration agent partner, we have found that the 407 training visa is the best option to start with, as it is designed to provide on-the-job training, allowing employers to develop pharmacists with specific skills and practices aligned with their needs for up to 2 years. This more than covers the period that they will be employed as an intern pharmacist, and overseas pharmacists are prepared to pay for the cost of their intern training program with either the Pharmaceutical Society of Australia, PSA, or the Australasian College of Pharmacy, ACP. In fact, the college has shared an offer with me. They have a new short course called Foundations of Australian Community Pharmacy to help an IPG get up to speed quickly. You can receive $500 off the college intern training program on successful completion of the Foundations course with an enrollment of only $799. I've invited special guests Harika and Arief, Directors of Elite Expertise and themselves pharmacists, to discuss the high level of pharmacy knowledge IPGs have and are tested for with the CAPS exam, their English language proficiency, and how the transition in how a pharmacist practices is handled along with the adaptation using the ITP. Over to you.
Thank you so much, David. So first of all, good evening to all the members who are here. So at first, I would like to go with a small presentation. I would like to share my screen here. Sorry, David, can you please enable for me to present?
Okay, you should be all right now.
Yeah. So thank you so much. Myself, Arief Mohammad, I'm one of the directors at Elite Expertise, and it is an online training platform where we are providing the complete training for the overseas pharmacists to clear their CAPS examination. And so we just started this Elite Expertise back in so far, more than 500 plus candidates, they have cleared the CAPS examination from Elite Expertise. And most of the candidates, they are looking forward to migrate to Australia. And here, as David has mentioned about few things like what are the advantages of getting an overseas qualified pharmacist on 407. And today I would like to share a few success stories of the candidates who moved to Australia on 407 and how the employers are getting benefited of those candidates. So Elite Expertise is partnered with Ravens for providing a highly qualified overseas pharmacist who have very good communication skills in English And the most important thing is that all these candidates, they are willing to give a long-term commitment after they finish their internship. So they just want to stay with the same pharmacy for at least for 3 to 5 years of commitment. So I would like to share a few success stories of the candidates. So the first candidate is Dhruv Joshi. He qualified his CAPS examination back in 2022 November, and he's in regional Victoria at the moment. And he got the 407 grant from regional Victoria, pharmacy in regional Victoria. And the advantages, if I want to discuss about what are the advantages to the employers, like it has completely minimized the employer expenses. Because the candidate himself is ready to bear all the visa processing fees, and he has spent all the visa amount and the visa processing fees. And the second advantage is that it took only 14 days for this candidate to land in Australia. By the time when they applied for the visa, only within 14 days he came to he got the visa. And the main advantage is he is ready to give 3 to 5 years of commitment. Right now, he cleared his intern pharmacist written and the oral examination, and he became a fully licensed pharmacist. And he's giving the full-time commitment, up to 3 to 5 years commitment to the pharmacy where he got where he did the internship, and he's willing to serve in the regional Australia, that is in the regional area. And the other success story is about the Rakesh Khan. He also got the 407, but his visa is under process. Again, the same advantages to the employers, like minimized expenses, long-term commitment, and all these candidates, they are ready to share, they are ready to serve the regional areas and the cities as well. And one more candidate is Roshan. He also got the 407 grant in September 2024. And the last one is Rohit. He also got the 407 grant in August 2024. So all these candidates, they are ready to share the advantage, like the main advantage is that they are happy to give the commitment, the long-term commitment for up to 3 years or 5 years. And also they are happy to bear all the visa processing fees and the intern training programs, as David shared, that the PSA program or the Guild program. So the candidates, they are happy to pay out of their pocket for all these programs. So now I would like to pass to another director. Her name is Harika from Elite Expertise. So she will be sharing that what advantages that you can get by hiring the overseas pharmacists. Okay. Over to you, Harika.
We know, press it.
What are you doing?
No, the lady's gone. Oh, there she is.
Oh, hi. Just getting this. Yeah, hello everyone. Very nice to see you all together. Hi Heidi, hi David, and all the distinguished gathering here. So I'm Harika, practicing pharmacist in Australia. I work for Monash Health as a clinical pharmacist, and I'm a consultant pharmacist by profession. I myself an international pharmacy graduated in India, and then I moved to Australia in the year 2018. So it was a fair bit of like hard work and persistence, consistency, and moving forward to achieve my goal to become a registered pharmacist in Australia, which brought me here. And then we had a passion to teach similar people. As we share some few of the success stories, we mainly specialize in training these students for international pharmacy graduates for the CAPS exam. Now it's been changed to OPERA exam from March. So we train them specially. And the difference is in the way we train them, because we ourselves are in the same shoes as them, like say 7 years ago. And so we know what kind of challenges they face in Australian practice. So knowledge-wise, they are very clinically sound. They have a good experience, clinical practice experience, and they are pharmacologically very experts in their field. So we've got pharmacists who train under us, students who are actually overseas practicing pharmacists from different areas around the world, from Middle East, Europe. We've got from India, from Italy. So, and then African countries as well, very interestingly. And these days, like we found like a lot of African population and African pharmacist population wants to migrate to Australia and, develop their career and build their family here. So we try to, and like we have proven it to bridge the gap, knowledge gap, which they have, which, the preparedness for an Australian pharmacist, pharmacy practice would be slightly different to their pharmacy standards. And we try to build that, bridge that knowledge gap by empowering them and, teaching them what challenges they face in their daily life and how they have to have the sound uh, Australian pharmacy knowledge and practice to straight away practice, start their work and contribute much to the healthcare profession here. So all our candidates, all our students, I must proudly say as being a teacher that they're really, really very knowledgeable and hardworking and keen to learn, grow and develop, and they're very dedicated. And then during our daily routine of teaching them, we try to get them, familiar with different types of dispensing software, brand names, the availability of different medications in Australia, the distributors here, the special access scheme of getting any special medications which the patient might need. And then we talk about these services in Australia, how we've been like pharmacists were involved in different services in Australia, like immunization service, home medication reconciliation programs like residential medication management programs, and advanced pharmacy practice software, advanced pharmacy practice services, and pharmacy dispensing software. So we try to inculcate that knowledge in our daily teaching and then discussions with them. And then there is definitely a strong will, which I have seen among them, to integrate seamlessly. They wanted to like be one of the Australian pharmacists and smoothly move and help and get benefited from the Australian healthcare services, like practicing here professionally. So, and then we also train them about Australian culture, especially in the regional Australia, where they might face some cultural differences, overseas pharmacists, accent issues or any cultural differences, and how to cope with them and what the Australian community expects from them when it comes to, suggesting an over-the-counter treatment, ailments, or when to refer to a doctor, how the healthcare system works from an over-the-counter reference brought to a pharmacist to the, referral to an emergency department when in need. And then we give the legal and ethical knowledge as well to them about PBS guidelines, what's PBS system, how to claim, and then about the advanced services which we provide in Australia, like Webster packing in community settings. And then we also get them familiar with the different pharmacy resources which is needed for a pharmacist in his daily life, ranging from AMH, PGEA, renal drug databases, etc. So, so this is what we specialize in. We help them, our interns, to overcome the barriers they would have because of cultural differences and practice differences from their own country, and work confidently as a local pharmacy, Australian pharmacy graduate on the parity with them. And we have like huge success stories, and like myself, I'm an example of it, how I went through all this. So I'm sure like considering them would help definitely in bringing down the shortage which Australian pharmacy owners face when it comes to getting a pharmacist on board and sustaining them for a long time, which is really challenging. But I find this is a very good area where we can explore further if you are looking for someone who can give long-term commitment and add on value to your pharmacy and improve the services, improve the community reach in Australia. I hope this went well. I'll over it to David for continuing, and I would like to thank you actually.
Thank you, Harika. If you could pass the host to me now. Harika, you need to pass the host to me.
Oh, I was 1 second, sorry.
It's okay.
No, I think you've got to claim it, David. Can you
I
claim
can't.
it back?
No. If you just right click on me and say
Okay.
host.
Okay. You were David Shaw. I've got one more David here. So,
Mm-hmm.
got it. Make host? Yep.
That's the one. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, so thank you for sharing those insights with us today. Arief and Harika will be going into a little bit more detail about the different visa requirements as we proceed through today's session. So, as I mentioned, the 407 training visa offers a flexible and affordable pathway compared to other visa sponsorship options. Employers can leverage the 407 training visa without the restrictions of the 482 temporary skill shortage visa or an immediate need for permanent sponsorship commitments. The total costs of obtaining a 407 training visa are quite reasonable for a pharmacy owner and would be in this vicinity of $4,000. And the award rate for an intern pharmacist becomes the minimum applicable rate of pay. For example, the requirement for advertising the vacant role for months and paying the international pharmacy graduate doing their internship the equivalent of an Australian general registration pharmacist that was advertised for does not apply. That relates to the 482 visa, but not the 407 training visa. This is why we've promoted the 407 visa as it's a training visa. And when they are undertaking their 1 year of supervised training, the 407 is perfect. It means the pharmacy employer only needs to pay the hourly award rate for an intern, training pharmacist, and they can work in any location in Australia, not necessarily rural or remote locations, which is a restriction of some of the other visa types. The intern pharmacists on the 407 training visa may within 2 years transition to the 482 temporary skill shortage visa and eventually into permanent roles. For example, through the 494 skilled employer sponsored regional provisional visa or the 191 visa. This allows you to secure a stable workforce and offers the potential for long-term retention. You may, as part of your growth planning, even be offering a junior partnership. This is something to consider. With access to a global pool of pharmacy talent, employers like you can attract highly skilled candidates in both pharmacy and the English language who are eager to advance their careers in Australia and contribute meaningfully to the community pharmacy sector. And that is backed up by the specific examples that Arief and Harika have given us today. So we've tried to make this as simple as possible. So a process overview would be you sign up to the Ravens OPTS service. We will discuss your job order with you, including your requirements, the pharmacy information, and any preferences and services that your pharmacy provides. We will, in consultation with the lead expertise, provide you with 3 candidate profiles of overseas pharmacists to review and interview. Once you're satisfied with the interview, 1, 2, 3 stage interview process, whatever suits the certain circumstances, you will then make a job offer. And we then refer you to our pharmacy experienced migration agent partner for assistance with the sponsorship and nomination application forms. It's always best to get these right the first time to minimize processing delays by the Department of Home Affairs. And just like that, we are already well underway in this process. So I'd now like to open the floor to some questions. I believe we've got one here from Bonnie, who asks, if I already have a candidate, how do I go about getting the visa and registration independently covered? Okay, so in a situation like that, Bonnie, I definitely recommend that you speak with the migration agent to make sure that your sponsorship application and nomination applications are correct the first time. It can significantly shorten the processing timelines. As for who covers those costs, that is an agreement between you and the candidate that you have. Okay. Are there any other questions at the moment? Okay, then moving along. So I want to thank you for joining us today. If you have any further questions or would like a personalized consultation, you can reach out to me. My name is David Shaw. I'm the operations manager here at Ravens Recruitment, and my phone number and email address are on the screen right now. I'd also like to say that we'll be sending a follow-up email after this webinar with some more information. And if that does trigger any questions that you have, we'd be happy to respond to you then. Thank you, everyone, and I hope you have a great evening.
Thanks, David. Bye.